we're live. I'm live, and I actually set up a little bottom thing. It says weekly update, and it has, and Albin's already here, and he's already cropped. Say hello.
Hello!
It is a joy to see
There we
everyone.
go.
Yes, it's a joy to see everyone here today. I hope I've done this correctly. You made it, Kathy Millet. Or who I kept saying Millet. Now, if anyone doesn't know, Kathy has been doing this amazing. It's Star Wars pod racing. Do you have a link to that, Kathy? Is there a thing they can sign up, or is it already been out now? It is Millet. No, this is it. No, it's now Millet. Millet, got it. And sure, gal. Good morning. You still have your wrench, Solo Spirit. Hello, and those. Albin, you say Anders' last name. How do you pronounce that?
Oh, sorry. I was checking the what do you call it? Lärka.
Thank you. And Samson P. It's space time, Samson 85. You are correct. Now,
Wow.
Kathy's been working on this Star Wars pod racing inspired, and oh, you can't post links. I think I have it in my Kickstarter because I was looking at it earlier. I'll post a link for it. One moment. Kathy actually was also, people don't know this, she was the judge on a TV show about model trains.
What?
Yeah, a guest judge.
Oh, cool.
I saw them on the telly.
Hmm.
I'm about to.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Galactic Racers. I think I might have fun.
Yes. See. Okay, it's on. I'm pulling it up. I have.
Who's serious?
You can't. You can't. I can hear myself, and I don't like to hear myself. What are you doing?
Is that the Kickstarter Galactic Racers link,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Why is there... Am I?
Okay, I can hear through my thing myself right now, and that's
What?
terrible.
Am I producing sound?
Yes, you're producing sound. Turn it off. Whatever's
What?
making noise.
What the freak is making noise then? That's annoying. Huh, that was strange.
Yeah, you fixed it. And then you had a little glitch.
Somehow.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry about that.
I blame you, and I'm mad at you forever and ever. Okay. Yes. There. So we have that link for Kathy. Now, oh, important. I'm supposed to mention at the beginning of the stream. The next stream will be Thursday. Torsdag. Not Friday.
Torsdag.
Yes, you say it. Say it with the most Swedish gumption you got.
Torsdag.
No, I don't like that. Anyway, it will be Thursday, same time, just different day. And that will be a great deal of fun. Yes. I hope. And
That
best
sounds
movie,
great.
yes. Yes. Thursday. We're going to now go into we're now going to go into Albin. Albin, you got something to show us?
I guess so. A little bit of
I'm
different
currently
things,
showing
I
the
guess.
camera. First, I want to see
Yeah.
show me the
So,
thingy.
first of all, Ben has been doing something quite incredible. This thing that I'm going to show you right here is the Rampart Mark III. And it's going to be in
I don't know what just happened. There you
producing
go.
together with Mongoose. Let's see now. Is it?
Yeah, you disconnected for like a moment. What are you?
And this, I really like this model. It's super cool. So this is like,
We're having a disconnection. We're having a disconnection issue with great frequency. There's a little exclamation point.
huh?
Network conditions. All right.
Okay. Are we all right, or?
Yeah, we're okay. Just you're a little glitchy.
I keep
Yep.
getting pauses on YouTube.
Yeah, it says it's on you, not me. Okay, just show the ship because it's working right now.
Ah. All right. So Rampart Mark III. So basically, this is a kind of a misprint. The other one is in the basement being painted up at the moment and needs to dry. But it looks really cool. And I think the lore about the ship is that this is like a earlier Rampart with more bells and whistles. And then they streamlined the production and made it more. The Mark 4 and 5 got more simplified due to economics and stuff like that. Man, that looks terrible.
Let me.
So
My laptop's
I hope you
chosen the
got to
wrong.
see.
My laptop's chosen the wrong network. It does this every once in a while. So we're gonna have a minor disconnect, and then the stream will come right back. I'm gonna switch networks. I don't know why it shows the wrong network back. Okay, I don't know. Please let me know
Mm-hmm.
if it is working. Can you hear me again? It says my stream quality is back to excellent. I am excellent, I know that. And Tamsin says it looks good. Kathy says it looks lovely. I can hear myself through you, Albin. I hear myself,
Also,
Albin. Don't you
sorry.
dare play the stream. I mute myself in my own head.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Sorry,
back.
man. I just wanted
It's
to
working.
check the sound.
Show it one more time. Show the rampart. Show the beautiful rampart one more time.
Yay! Okay, so for those who didn't get to see the Rampart earlier, due to some networks issues, so this is the Mark III, and it's going to be like a more up to specs or what would you call it even? Premium version of the later Mark 4 and 5 Ramparts. This had a bit more love put into it, so to speak. So, and there's also a. Let's see now.
You broke it. You broke it. I'm calling Ben. You broke it.
So there's a bit of a small cockpit there for some kind of dude who can operate. So I do not have a pilot here at the moment.
Oh,
where you go, little man?
Show your
Keep
miniature
going.
on a stick. That's also fun.
Yay! So this is a miniature on a stick. This is like, I think this is the battle dress from Traveler, the scout ship. Type S.
I can't
We
tell.
have
It's focused too much
these
on your.
models as well.
It's too much focus on your face. Hide your
sorry.
face with your hand like Ben does. No, I meant like close to the camera so it refocuses on the hand. Like put
I'm talking like that.
Yeah. I don't hate you. Yeah, that works better. Yeah.
So this is not the ones we are going to develop release for this campaign. This is going to be, I don't know if we're going to have those as add-ons, because these are like lighter units than the Grant version that we're making.
I'm sure there'll be something.
Yeah, but a really cool sculpt. And Liselott is actually painting it up as we speak.
Lisa!
Speaking of painting,
Lisa!
I don't think she can hear you from my headphones, but John says hi, I think.
Say hi to John and all.
Hi, John and all. Liselott.
We hear Lisa a lot, and we miss Lisa a lot.
Oh, yes. He's lovely.
I'm gonna bring you, let her know I'm bringing you Joyride candy when I come. It is vegan, but it's really sour, horrible candy that was made by some YouTuber. I don't know who the YouTuber is, but it's really high in fiber. It is disgusting.
That sounds yeah. What do you call it? Joyride?
Joyride candy. It is overpriced.
Mm.
It doesn't taste that great. But I'm gonna bring you more disgusting American candy, and we'll eat it at Fika, and everyone has to eat
Yay!
some.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
All right. Now we're ready.
So
One moment.
what?
I'm gonna switch you. Oh, you
Yeah.
aren't you gonna now
I
show?
was gonna. Oh, we can do it either way, I guess. Yeah, sure. So the tank that I've been working on, it's the Versace Gravity Combat Platform for the Sudanis. It's lagging a bit here, I think. Are
It was.
we
It's
full
back though,
or are
and
we?
it's switched on now. Everyone can
Ah,
see your
okay.
desktop.
Yeah, awesome. So this monster right here is I'm working on making it printable for the outside, basically. So I've made like the cockpits with some open lock clips and the lower front and back in order to print and paint, so we can have something to make marketing materials with. It takes quite some time to paint it up. So we need to.
Tamsin P says Zotank is looking sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm having my own fun.
Yay.
It does. Oh,
Uh,
for the thumbnail, I want to share that. Originally, the thumbnail, the Zotank was just like stabbing Albin in the eye, but
yeah.
it was much better that
So
way.
we were going to call the Soul Tank Beauty,
Yes.
because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And then you can, I guess, call me Beholder.
You are not.
Wonderful
No,
set of humor.
it's terrible. We miss Ben. You know what's gonna happen? Ben's gonna
Tell me.
start streaming again. Everyone's like, "Thank goodness." Oh.
Yeah. Everyone will be relieved
Mm-hmm.
of their duty and life. Oh, that took a dark turn. No, but basically, I'm just doing the surface to a point where I can paint the front and the three-quarter view of the ship. Then I'm basically leaving the rear part and the doors and stuff like that a little bit to the wind for the moment. So we're just going to focus on getting good shots and use the model together with miniatures, basically. So that's the what would you call it? The status of this project. Because I need to start working on the other ship as well, like a troop transport. It's not quite an APC, it's more like a heavier gravity vehicle. I can't remember the name though. It sounded nasty when I tried to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna repeat it before I study it more.
Some of the traveler ship
but-
names look like someone just like slammed their head against a keyboard. I've never,
Yeah.
even in English, I have no idea what they were trying to say.
I guess that's what makes it alien or something. I might just want to show actually this ship. So I've been doing some prints actually. Let's see.
Oh,
now.
you want me to switch
Here
to
we
the real
go.
camera?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 1 second.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. This should work. When it's showing you though, one moment, it's not ready just yet. When I'm showing you, it does something weird on the. It shows like your severed head. So give me 1 moment. Let me hide that. There you go.
Aha. Okay.
There, it's ready.
Awesome. So this is basically the reason. So I've been priming this ship, and it is quite rough at the moment. But basically, what I do when I paint these ships, I do like a black prime first, and then I try to do a brighter gray prime that lifts the surface areas, and then you could come back in with paints and paneling and stuff like that. So
Something is.
it. Oh, sorry, am I too low?
No, it's like, yeah, keep it a little higher. Thank you.
Mm.
Or you can
So
like
what
lower
I'm
physically
surprised
lower
about-
your camera a little bit because it's like it's so much
Oh.
headspace. Like
Okay.
don't use my camera as an example. Yeah. Oh, that's much better. Yeah,
Awesome.
that works well.
So the idea here is that I print one part, and while it prints, it takes quite a while because it. Man, I didn't realize this ship is ship. Sorry, that's the thing. It is not a ship; it's a tank, but it's massive for being a tank. It's like a 30-ton.
It's I think it's longer than the gig.
Yeah,
It's close
actually.
to I think it's
So-
close to a 20-ton launch in length.
exactly. I think this is the. I confused this. I think this might be the. Is this the 30-ton?
That's the
Or
30-ton.
20?
That's a 20-ton.
Yeah.
That's a 20-ton launch.
Okay, that might actually make some sense then. But I mean, they are basically the same size almost. This
Go
one is
big or go
smaller due to
home.
it being round and. Yeah, exactly. But I'm surprised. That's kind of weird. I mean, I should get used to this by now, but when you model in 3D, it's like, whatever. I work in some kind of scale, and I'm making the ship, and it's turning out somewhat in a decent size. But then when you print it, that like manifests it into reality and makes it real. Obviously, and that's what we're actually doing, but not in just in a physical way, but also in my brain. And now I see like, oh wow, this is going to be really big
And-
from what I've had in my brain, so to speak.
That's why an architect, when they're doing a
Yeah.
building, they often put a person there.
Yeah.
And it's just there to help keep reminding the architect this is the scale. And
Mm.
there was one building that was built, and it was ridiculous. The doors were way too tall. They wanted these custom tall, and it felt like you're entering into like some kind of dungeon. It's like they didn't because they wanted custom, and everything was custom. It was awful. Sure gal. I do actually have a model of a Sharpie I throw into my models because I take a real world object I have nearby and I model it, and then I just stick it near the item, and I use a Sharpie because I have retractable Sharpies. They're like, do you have Sharpies in Sweden, or do you use a different word?
Like when you're saying Sharpie, you're talking about the pen, right?
Yeah, the permanent ink pen.
Yeah. What do we call that? I mean, know what you mean at least. So you use that for scale.
Yeah, I use a
Scale
real
object.
physical item nearby because I can't put a human because the human would be gigantic. So I put something that's yeah. Oh, they're international. Okay. So I use something that I have on my desk to look at that I know very well the size of.
That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
That will come in handy when we talk about your part later as well, I assume.
Yes.
But that's a really good anchor to reality, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty
So,
well with your tank. You want to switch back to your desktop view?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, dokie. I got it. When I switch to desktop view, there's a weird transition. One moment, people. There we go, and you're back. Oh, Martin, that sounds weird. He says the Swedish word for it is markpinne. I don't like that.
Märkpenna.
I don't like that.
Markeringspenna, märkpenna. Ja.
In Traveler,
Permanent.
the grab tanks can reach orbit. So many are designed as planetary defense vehicles with Starship class weaponry. So having them the same size as space fighters is appropriate. That's from the Dalton Cow.
That's your impression of Dalton.
Yes, that is my impression of Dalton.
Wow, that was grand. Now that's what you sound like, Dalton. Whenever I read your text, I hope you, I hope you appreciate it. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's funny. So that's kind of cool, actually. That makes sense as well, because I mean, technically, this is like difficult to tell difference what difference it has to a ship, because they are kind of blurring the lines almost. That's kind of how I think about it, at least. So that's nice that there is precedency for it, or what you could call. My English is not Englishing
There are
at the moment.
you're not. This is specialized vocabulary. I don't know what you're talking about. I just refer to all of them as greebles. That's everything is now. It's a greeble. I refuse to learn what they really are. By the way, can you zoom out for just a moment and show us that back engine area? Because there's some. Okay, thank you. That's not done. Got it. I was curious.
No.
Camera keeps trying to like stay away from it, but like let's see what's there.
So that's why I haven't printed that part yet, because it's not done. So I'm going to focus on the roof.
I have additional details from the Dalton Calvert. Ready? Considering they were designed to handle chemical, biological, and atomic weapons, airlocks were common in early designs.
That makes sense. And then it has gravitic drive, so it's soaring above the Earth, or what do you call it? And then you just slap some big fusion drives on there or something like that, and then you can go into space. That's kind of...
You entertain the peoples. I'll be right back when I heat up my coffee in a microwave, science oven, and I will be right back. Don't you know what? No, you don't get to insult me just because I'm American who drinks way too much coffee in way too big of a cup that gets cold way too quickly.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
I have the same... No. It's your...
I wanted to buy you a gift because it was at Walmart and it was so cheap. This is how I am. But then I remembered the cost to convert it to work in Sweden, because it was a plug-in item, and they had it clearanced out. They had coffee warmers, little like coasters that stay warm that you plug into the wall. But they wanted only like $1 for them, 11 kroner ish. And I was like, that's a great deal. But then I remember this will require not the cheap adapter, because there's like the 100 kroner adapter you can buy at Build, whatever it is. Build where we can buy the filament when we need it. It's in Overby. Do you know what we're talking about?
I see. But I think so.
But the one this will require is the expensive one. That's like 300 kroner to convert. And I'm like, I'm not paying.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
That's the issue with stuff, I guess.
Oh, we have one more Dalton Calvert thing. I gotta read it again, and then I'll be done.
Yes.
I have
love
to read
to hear it.
All right. Most of the original game designers were either veterans or surrounded by those who were inundated with military culture, so the original designs were realistic. Stricker, the first Traveler wargame, had rules on the angle of armor and displacement weight on tracks versus surface tension.
Cool.
That's all I got. That's my news voice, and I know I mispronounced 2 of those words. I apologize. That was my first time reading it, and English speech is not my... I am American, so English is not my first language. It's American.
Okay.
It's its own messed up version of English.
That makes sense. Yeah.
What's a grognard?
That sounds cool, though. Is that Swedish or no? Grognard.
Striker. Okay.
It
was misspelled. I feel better. It was misspelled. I don't feel bad now.
Okay. Beardneck. Okay.
I can't hear
Is
you.
Traveler English? I think Traveler is English. Dalton probably knows this better than I do, but someone that he was playing the old war games, especially Avalon Hill's Golden Age. It was American, okay, because there is like a correlation between Warhammer. I think we talked about it last year, Dalton, and when you told me about them being under the same publisher or something like that. And then I kind of assumed that maybe there was like from the same part or something like that. They both were English or something. But yeah, that kind of makes sense as Mark Miller is based in America. This is just me shooting the shoot and trying to not be, what do you call it, foul mouth, so to speak.
Remember,
So
when
what I'm
John
doing
was
right
streaming,
here
we were
is
sticking to a stricter standard of language. I don't like all your silly little things. It's terrible. All your
Yes.
words.
So these okay. These silly little things are going to be some sort of support structure, because basically we're going to print this from this seam over here. So in between those panels that are bolted in and going forward, and the other is going to be printed backwards. So the rear part is going to have the turret insert, and the front part is going to be like details and stuff like that. So I need to make it easier for these details, whatever they are, to be printed in that orientation. So I'm thinking, if you look at the illustration, they have like some sort of support going from the hole into the boxes. So I'm thinking we can take that design and expand on it slightly to make it more printable, so to speak. Here we go. There are a lot of interesting stuff going on here. We were talking about Games Workshop and stuff like that earlier. So Games Workshop were the UK and European licensee. I see. Citadel Miniatures licensed game. GDV Traveler IP, and Games Workshop had the license to print Traveler in Europe.
Please don't read the comments
Traveler
out loud.
IP.
Hearing you read English is torture for me. This would
Painful.
be yes. Please don't ever again. Thank you.
Do you mind do a recap or a TLDR? Because I'm
Oh.
kind of curious.
What are you curious about?
We were talking about whether Traveler was American or not earlier.
Traveler
and then
is
I
American.
remember.
It is an American company, but they use English spellings. When we say English, we're referring to British English. But English means British English, and American English means, you get what I'm saying. They use it's from the first one. You cannot copyright the word traveler by itself in reference to a game, because it already is copyrighted in America. Trademark, not copyrighted. Please.
Oh.
I'm not a lawyer. We have Traveler's already trademarked for something too similar to what Traveler was trying to trademark, so they did a different spelling, which is fine.
But I think also there has been like a conflict. What is going on between Games Workshop and with Games Workshop, because I thought at first that they had like that they were based in the same place or whatever, and
I am not paid enough to worry too much about the legal part. I am paid to know that we license Mongoose Publishing's version of Traveler, which is we're in a particular, is it the Third Imperium or something? This is why Ben is necessary. I am only paid to care a certain level.
Good point. Anyway, as some of you probably can tell, I get completely confused when I try to read comments, talk, and model at the same time.
Well, just
That's
don't worry about that.
recipe
Just
for
just make yourself pretty and work on the modeling.
yay.
So,
That's so
Trevor,
close, though.
I want to talk
That's
about
annoying.
I'm going to just interrupt you and talk to Trevor real quick. The
Mhm.
side
Yeah.
engine on the Ox barge, I have personally checked them, and they are outside of spec. I'm going to bring it up to Ben, but I haven't told him yet. And I hope Ben doesn't watch this. Ben made the side engines out of spec for Second Dynasty, so where even on high-end printers, these are slightly hard to get on. So if you have any inaccuracy in your printing, it really exaggerates it, and it takes a lot of effort, or you snap them off. That's something I reviewed with I went through a few other users who have high quality printers, and even they said it's really close, but I made it work. So if you're on like a Ender 3 or another one, and there's no offense to Ender 3. It's just when you're trying to print, you have anything slightly out of tune, it turn on and your slicer, if possible, precise Z heights if you can, because it's not a proper multiple. So you have a layer, when it slices it slightly shorter than it should be. And then you have, it's just a layer colliding with a layer. And when you're pushing it in, you're grinding and pushing up on that layer going up. And if you have a high infill, which some people do 15% infill. There's not, and they do a large number of top layers, large layer bottom numbers. It does not go in easily. Yeah, so precise Z will help. Sanding it will help. And using a low layer height will help for those areas if you can muster it. Yeah, the ships, if you want the easiest to print ship, the Erebus is incredibly friendly. It's available on our campaign, which is actually a link. I think there's a link below in the description on that. It is significantly tight. I think the smallest tolerance in the Erebus is 40 microns, which is the smallest, and some of our ships go down to 10 microns. The Ox goes down to 0 microns, which is not correct. I think someone had a little misfire of, there's a 0 micron tolerance on the side engines because of how they slice. It should have been just one. It should have been 20 microns up, because then it would slice correctly. Okay, and then we have another point that someone wants to bring in on. You're thinking about getting a bamboo, Kathy? I do not recommend the A1. It is a great printer, but you're going to have to replace the extruder with great frequency, and you'll have to fight with its AMS system, which has its own nightmares. It's not a good system. I think they need to revisit the drawing board. If you're going to use the A1, which is without the AMS, that's a better solution, I think. Just using a 3 kilogram roll and just letting it run, and then buy extra extruders. You just pop them out every 500 print hours. The A1's great, but you're going to be spending $10 every 500 print hours and doing all the other maintenance on it, so it just feels like a bad proposition. The P1P is still significantly better, and the P1S, if you're in a cold environment, get a P1S. The difference is P1P has no enclosure. P1S has an enclosure, and it makes it to where it can stay a more stable temperature. The P1s last for approximately 2,000 print hours before you start needing to do more intensive maintenance. I have to replace at 2,000 hours the nozzles, and then at about 3,000 hours I have to replace the extruder, which is far better to me. But yeah, if you're in a cold area or not a air conditioner or heated area space that can keep a consistent one, I would recommend the P1S, and then you just crack the door open or crack the top glass up for when you're printing PLA. Otherwise, there'll be heat creep and it could damage the printer. Then however, bamboo is going to be releasing soon. This will be, I believe the announcement either is going to come today, or they might wait until a few more days because they're waiting for the return period to end. Bamboo's already begun the confirmation for a larger print volume. I believe it will be, let me get these centimeters real quick. The normal Bamboo printer is 256 millimeters, and the larger one is allegedly going to be around 350 millimeters ish cube. Don't quote me on that. That's currently what's been leaked. But Bamboo has confirmed they're working on a larger printer, and if it's a Core XY with the improvement of the better A1 nozzles, well, I think the A1 line has a better nozzle system. I just hate all the cheapening out they've done on the extruder and other areas that require extra work to maintain. And so if you're going to, I would wait, Kathy, a little bit longer for a Bamboo to announce if it's a Core XY at 350 millimeters, 35 centimeter, I think that'd be the best choice with the better nozzle system. But if you're on a budget, an A1 will do the job. Just be in mind you're paying $10 for every 600 hours. Otherwise, you're going to start having issues.
That sounds a bit annoying.
Yeah, the beauty of a big printer, though, is you can set prints that are for like a day or 2 days, and you can just leave it alone and come back. Because that's the annoying part, is resetting a build plate.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the... let me chat. If you're going to buy one, get a P1S for where you live, Kathy, and then just pop the top glass off or leave the door open. There you go. I'm done. Now, see, that was really rude of me because I took up almost all your time, Albin. We only have 20 minutes left. It normally would be my time, but I talked over most of your time. So why don't you share what you're doing right now?
But the thing is, though, yeah, okay. So just quickly here, I'm thinking like these brackets here. They look kind of messy, and they kind of do the job, I think. But you want support on more areas than just this corner here. You want the support to be here. That's what this point here.
Whoa, slow down. Slow down. Something's going on. You're glitching from me. I see my connection is excellent, but it's glitching.
What do you say?
You finally... Okay. It's a you problem. I just checked. My connection says I'm stable. Yeah, but it was something going on with your side. It was really glitching out.
Okay,
yeah,
so...
it was like a network barf.
Oh. If I'm just going to make my point here, these details up here, the two brackets or supports or whatever, they kind of work for the upper part, but they want to be enough support for the lower part. And if we're going to add those down here, in any density, it's going to look really messy. So I'm thinking that there should be some sort of platform supporting it instead. But I was also thinking that I'm really interested in seeing I'm really interested in seeing John, your stuff, because you were talking about doing some sculpting and stuff like that.
I am gonna be doing some sculpting. I'm having I am out of memory on my laptop. I'm closing Blender and such to get it back to go back to normal. I'm running on only 16 gigs of memory. That's one of my things I dislike the most about this laptop. I just closed Blender, and my stream helps back to excellent. I was running out of VRAM. I know why I'm running out of VRAM.
Yeah.
I've turned off my 3050 on my computer. I've turned off my RTX because I was doing something on the go and I wanted longer battery life. 1 second, everybody. I'm going to turn back on my RTX. So my integrated has been running everything today. No wonder my computer's been feeling like it's so slow.
Yeah, Yeah, that doesn't sound nice.
Hmm.
Wow. Hmm.
I'm switching. I'm turning back on my. The good news is you don't have to. Uh, there you go. And in fact, several programs are already switching over. That's something I didn't know Windows supports now. You could just turn on and off graphics cards, and some programs now know how to switch to the graphics cards.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. Are you running 11 or 10?
11. It
Ah,
if you have I have an integrated and I have a 3050 RTX Ti mobile.
hmm.
Of course it's mobile because it's on
Yeah.
laptop. And I can turn that one on and off. Now, once a program's on the 3050, I cannot turn off the 3050. All programs have to be back on the integrated before I turn it off.
Ah,
But they can switch
okay.
from the integrated to the RTX. It appears.
Yeah. Hmm. Because, so are you having a smooth experience at the moment?
Yes, it's much better. I was like, man, this is like my computer has been struggling this morning.
Ah, because the thing is, I'm very curious about seeing the modeling thing, the sculpting thing. If you want to take over.
Oh yeah, I could take over. So it's
Yeah.
I want to show that. Let me before I do that, I'm gonna show a picture. Let me There's gonna be another glitch as I get things ready. I'm gonna stop sharing on
Hmm.
I'm gonna stop watching on yours. So
Yeah.
let's turn that off. I'm gonna switch to stop streaming. Just you stay on as a camera. You stop streaming, please.
Yeah. Stop streaming. There we go.
There we go. And then I'm gonna switch there. There we go. So I'm gonna get things ready, but now everyone can see us up close. They can see our pores.
Yay!
Now,
Pores.
why don't you tell everybody about your workout routine? I'll pull
Oh,
this up.
I've been so freaking lazy lately. So I go to a gym right about the office with Hannes, if you guys know, trainers. He's a friend of the channel and of Ben. And he's really awesome. And he has been showing me some workout routines, but recently injured his back. But I've been super lazy. I've only been doing bench presses and stuff that supports bench pressing. So it's like for the back and movement of shoulders and stuff like that. And actually got a record this Monday. So I did 107.5 kilos in bench pressing. That's like it's been impossible for me earlier. So it was great fun. Good thing you can't see me. That's really scary. Oh, the horror.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna show while we're getting this stuff ready. I'm gonna share. Oh, of course this is wrong again. This gets wrong every single time I do the crop pad. Just stay with me for a second. I gotta find you. Oh, that's why it's messed up. So I need to change the source on this one. I need to remove it and add. I'm gonna add in a window capture of Albin main. Whoa, that's gigantic. There you go. This scene wasn't set up correctly. I'm going to show you my paint, MS Paint. This is just because I didn't want to launch Affinity Designer. I wanted something that was low on memory. This is my extruder gear. And even after you clean it, it's still bad. This is after 600 print hours, which is ridiculously low. And this is supposed to be hardened steel. The A1 has this ridiculously terrible extruder gear. Now, to its credit, I run with a 0.2 nozzle, which is significantly more difficult on these, and I use a filament that does have titanium dioxide in it, which is a colorant that makes it lighter. It makes it the right color.
Yeah.
The problem is it's also very abrasive, so I'm running an abrasive PLA at a higher force than normal, at 4 times the force. I forget how it works. Anyway, it's much harder on the extruder to run on a 0.2 nozzle. So every 600 hours I have to take apart the hot end and swap out this thing. If I was to switch to a non-abrasive PLA, which I'm cheap, I like the abrasive PLAs because they're only like $14 a kilogram. The non-abrasive ones are like $18 a kilogram, and I'm cheap. And I like the look of the one that's abrasive. It has a nice finish to it. But anyway, this is what happens to every 600 hours. You have to pop it all off, get to here, remove that gear, put a new $10 gear in, and you have to repeat that over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because 600 hours is not a lot of print time.
How much filament do you go through, do you think?
You know, I don't actually think about that. That's a good idea to do the math on that, because it might be...
Yeah.
I can actually tell you, that. I go through about 20... 8 divided by 20... I go through 23 grams... I go through 25 grams every 8 hours. So that's only 3.1 grams. So I go through 1,875 grams of filament on 0.2 nozzle before the extruder has an issue. So I definitely maybe should switch.
That's the interesting point, I guess. How much you can extend the life of the gear versus the price difference on the filament.
Yeah. Well, I can try a 3 kilogram roll and see if I can get through a whole 3 kilogram roll that's non-abrasive without issue. Trevor, you have a point. I've never done the math until just this moment, so I just realized how stupid I am.
You're not stupid.
I will switch to. I'm gonna try a 3 kilogram roll of a non-abrasive gray. But then, oh no, I don't want to do that because then I have to buy. It's not just for that printer. All the printers have to be on the same filament to make it all look the same. If I'm running,
of course,
I have to pay for that expensive filament. It's not just on this printer, but on 3 other printers. We'll have to use an expensive filament to make it all match, and then I'm paying. Those go through way more filament before they have an issue because they're doing 0.4 nozzles. They can do the whole.
Okay. They
can play the game. They can run for 2,000 print hours before they start having issues. 2,500 in maximum.
Huh.
So my math is terrible. I have tried. I have worked so hard to avoid having to do any work on this stream. I work hard to not have to work. But it looks like my time is running out.
I am very curious though.
Okay, so
because that's a fun subject.
Let's work on Mon Capitan. Let me switch my style because I was using actually people just deal with it. I model with a very weird look on Blender, and you just gotta work with me. It will not let me run on Blender yet. Okay, there you go. So, there it is. I'm going to make sure everything can be seen. I just don't want to pay. I have to buy in bulk and have to make sure they're consistent in color. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my mousey.
What happens here? 100 point... Oh! So we're converting my bench into stones.
And then I forgot that I did that. Okay, I'm gonna share something about me. I don't like mouse pads. But I like to use them. I just refuse to pay for them. A parrot, yes. It's what's supposed to be. It's the original bird's really small. It's a cockatiel. Not cockatiel. It's a it's a tiny bird, but it doesn't print well, so I made it much bigger. I buy these for $1.25. They're our crafting mats, because that way I could just leave them everywhere I use a mouse pad. 'Cause I don't want to put it in my bag, and I just buy a bunch of them and put them everywhere instead of the expensive ones, and they work great. Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about too, Sugar, because if I switch to Polymaker, I need to make sure I switch after the formula change, because I don't want to be stuck with two different colors. On the note of Tamsin, and this is part of the passenger line. Yeah, I can get more by attending trade shows. That's true. Now the thing is, I went to how do you translate this in? I know the English translation, but I think it literally means like tick show or flea show, or where you buy things when you swish people, and it's really cheap stuff, and it's like near a community building. I went to Jönköping and I bought that ugly mouse pad and I paid like 8 kroner for it.
Ah.
What's it called? It's a flea market. I know that's the English one, but the literal one they call it bug loop something, or it's
bug.
It's like a bug market or something. It's like the name is hilarious when you translate it to English, but in Swedish it makes sense. What's it called where you have all the people selling stuff personally at little tables?
Bakluckeloppis.
And what's the translation of that literally?
Trunk. I'm not sure. Loppis is kind of a what would you call it? Slang for something. It could be flea, but what?
Flea market.
Flea market.
So,
yeah. Liselott got her brain on a stick almost. What do you say? I'm sorry, this is Friday and I'm so tired. Head on a. She got her head screwed on right. Let's go with that.
it's an idiom. Yeah. It's the words are not literal intention. I want to show you how I do my sculpting. So I'm a very simple sculptor. I use what's called multi-resolution. So, for example, I do them in little pieces, and this needs to have additional modifier. This is still in progress. But I take something, like I'm going to go to here, this little zipper thing I made. Brain on a stick. That just makes no sense. Brain's on point. Brain is on. They're on point. That's what he's saying. They're on point.
Yeah.
I use what's called multi-resolution, which is so friendly. I only model. If you go to my modeling, you get this little, just this really basic shape.
Oh, what is?
This is what's actually modeled. Then I multi-resolution it. I go through and I do. That's the wrong one. I go through and I just do, like, for example, I do another level of it and let it auto do it. Then I let it auto do it again. Then auto do it again. And then I can go in Sculpt Tools and I can modify what it did. So now I can sculpt it if I want to. So I'm just going to do something crazy. I'm going to go here. Oh, I have the strength set low. And then I can modify this to do a different shape if I really wanted to. If I wanted to put, I don't know, some weird jaggies. And that's just a really fun way of doing it, because I don't have to worry about the detail yet. Yeah, I'm pretty lazy. So if I wanted a little thing there, I just do that. And that's good enough, because it's so far away that it doesn't, it's not important to make sure it looks, it just looks good enough. So let's not do this one. Let's do a object of H. Dynamic. I do not do dynamic topology. That doesn't work with multi-resolution. I think
The
everything
thing
in,
is,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, dial topo is kind of nice if you have like if you want to start and be flexible and don't have a set what do you call it, mesh
Yeah,
or
but I don't.
topology already in base.
For example,
So
I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna add a shape here, and I'll show you what I'm gonna make some hair. So I'm gonna use a meta ball. I'm gonna use ellipsoids. And the meta balls are very friendly. They're easy to work with.
metabones. Are they like a what do you call it, lattice structure or something like that? Not a lattice structure, but they are attached and you can like create surfaces between them or something?
Yeah,
Or
I
how do
can
they work?
do I
Huh.
can do all kinds of fun stuff. Let me see if I've turned on my. I have a reference turned on. Oh, I can't show the references because of privacy. I never got permission from Mon
Mhm.
Capitan to show the references.
Ah, I see.
I can just like do.
Man, metaball looks almost like meatball. Makes me
Hmm.
hungry.
You're are you? Of course, you're thinking about meatballs. You're Swedish,
Yes.
and I can just get a broad, quick shape out, and it will
Man
read.
in beret.
Yes,
Cool.
and it doesn't have to be. It just has to be close enough.
Mm.
And now to
Reverse mullet.
reverse mullet. Tim,
Oh,
oh, your
nice.
spell checks changed to meatball. Now I would actually make this properly mirrored. I'm going to do this more proper a little bit later. But we have our little shape of hair, and I'm going to set my. I'm going to just merge these into one mesh because I don't like hair to be symmetrical anyway.
No,
I'm going to do the convert to mesh,
that's really cool.
and now I have my base
Why
shape.
a metaball over a sphere?
Because meta. Did you not notice that as I'm doing each meta ball, they're actually merging together correctly. They make one shape for me.
Mm. Yeah.
They pre-do it for me.
So that looks like a quick way to rough out a shape instead of
Yeah.
have to grab and use Dynamesh.
Exactly. Now I am going to remesh this because I don't like how it looks. I don't like the
Oh, that's
retopology.
trippy.
Now I always forget where to go on this one. Oh, I'm in edit mode. That's why I don't see it. Let me just do remesh. That'll be good enough. No, I don't like that. Let's just do remesh on 0.1. I want low resolution for a reason.
Mm.
Okay. There. Now I have this really low resolution map. That I can actually tweak a little bit more. And I'm just going to modify the points to where I'm happy.
Yeah, that looks clean. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lagging behind a bit because I'm watching the stream, so I saw the topology.
Yeah, it creates the topology for me. It does a pretty reasonable job too.
For what you need it for, it's really good.
And I can even say,
I
like,
assume.
clean that up. So that's just been re-cleaned. There we go. Don't have to worry about that extra one. Now here's the fun part. I can then take this. I'm going to do a Alt S. Get it a little closer. He's not supposed to have an afro. This is the boring, slow part. Now that I have the shape, it's almost time for me to stop. I'm going to still show this. Then I do multi-resolution. And I'm going to do a subdivision. Actually, I'm going to do a simple subdivision. Then I'm going to do a subdivision after that. And now I have, in edit mode, I still have the simplified mesh. But when I'm in sculpt mode, I have a much more complex mesh to work with.
Mm.
And then I can just do, like, I need to look at the reference because I don't remember what his hair looks like. And I can just do, like, a broad sculpt of it.
Mm.
Oh, here's a fun thing. I
Yep.
remapped my caps lock key to be a
Oh.
move around the scene key. So I'm just using caps lock to initiate a pan
Oh.
and a rotation.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I guess.
Let's drop the side. Oh, and this is also scaled wrong. Let's do Control A, scale. There you go.
We got a question here for John.
Yes, I did fix the Erebus fins from last week's stream. It was so helpful. If you wanted to learn more about that, I did I don't remember what exactly I did, but this person's gonna have some wonky hair initially. I don't like to use, the problem is I can't bear on my screen because my camera is being held up by it. We're just gonna give him a little swoop. I don't remember his hairstyle, so I'm just gonna give him something for this example. I cannot bear on my screen because normally my screen be folded down right now. You get the idea. I'm using Control to switch to and let's just give him a little swirl here. And let's switch down to the brush. And this is exactly how I do it. Just working around. And I can't do it while I'm streaming. I realize this now. I should have moved the camera to the other screen because as I'm trying to draw, the screen is falling. And you can see that on the there. You go here. Yeah. You start with the make human mesh. Yeah, it does give you proper topology, but then some things I don't care to work. I don't care if they're proper or not proper. They just are. And this is just I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this. This is going to be redone because I don't think this is his hairstyle at all.
Do you have a way to bring in
A reference, yeah.
images and stuff?
There was already reference images. I just have hidden them because I don't have permission.
Oh
to
yeah,
use
I'm
them.
sorry. Yeah, exactly. You told us earlier.
I would continue refining this little shape. And here's something really fun about it. This top hair needs to be fixed, but I would then take this shape and start doing if I go into edit mode and move a thing, the hair follows it with the remesh, which is beautiful. He looks great. Yes, you see it now.
Here we go. Wow. Kind of Beavis and Butthead vibe almost.
Yeah, and then I can do another subdivide on top of this, and now I can work with more polygons if I want to. It's just very helpful to see it that way. And it's way less effort on my computer to work this way. There you go. I've explained everything. Everything now makes sense. You're ready? Oh my goodness, and we're 5 minutes over time. So this is I'm watching people drop out because I don't blame. But oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to be talking about that. Let's close this out. Let me switch to scenes. Let's switch back to us. Okay. Cloud simulation's annoying. I used it for some lab coats. Okay. Albin, say something nice in Swedish for everyone.
Kom ihåg att ni betyder någonting för er själva och för andra människor, även om ni inte kommer ihåg det.
Okay.
Yes, that was a short one today,
Mm-hmm.
but it's important, I think.
Yeah, everything he says is a PSA. That's all he does now.
That's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Uh, if you would like to see more of this, we're streaming next week, not on Friday, but Thursday. I'm going to make sure to put up the thumbnail. What are we doing next Thursday? What are we showing off?
Oh, that's a very good question. There might be some miniatures that have been painted. Hopefully, I've finished the main battle tank of the Sudani. And maybe, hopefully, started working on the other APC version. I don't know. Is there anything else we need to want to show?
I'm going to be trying to
I'm not
start
sure.
on an NPC for the Traveler campaign. Now, Ben said I
Ooh.
can do like a minor, unimportant character that's not a hero character, and I don't blame him. I want to make sure people understand.
Yeah.
I'm not a sculptor. I just kind of throw it together and hope for the best.
I mean, you have had a massive development curve. That's really cool to witness.
You're so kind to me, Albin.
No. I'm serious. It's really cool, actually, I think.
Yeah. By the way, the Dalton Calford says we need Albin to come up with a bunch of sword worlder ship names.
Man, I saw that in one of the books. What was it called?
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, omringning utav... I almost snorted laughing when I read it. I can't remember because I can't remember stuff. But it was like, man, this is a mouthful, even in Swedish. Very, very fun to see, actually. Yeah, I should... maybe...
Hey, Blasted, thank you for joining us at the very end of the stream. We're gonna conclude on this.
Hello.
I think you should repeat what you said last week, and I'll just say it in English. Don't forget to brush your teeth, and wait, no, you didn't say
Wash
that
your
last week.
hands.
When did you say? What would you say last week? Was it brush your teeth last week?
No, I think it was wasn't it wash your hands?
It was that or something. Yeah, it was wash your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye now.
Wash your hands. Okay. Bye bye. Sorry.